it's Anthony Muhammad. He writes a book called Transforming School Culture. And in this book, Transforming School Culture, he says there are basically three types of influencers: there's believers, there's fundamentalists, and there's tweeners. The believers are the people like you and I that believe that every child can learn, that believe, let's try a new innovation, let's find something different. The people that are excited to kind of go beyond just the traditional way of doing things. The fundamentalists, they have this mindset of some children can learn, some children can't. Whether or not I teach them, it's not going to make a difference. It's just the way of the world. And the fundamentalists aren't as excited about new ideas. They're going to see a student that's struggling and they're going to say, there's nothing that can be done, that student just can't learn. And then someone like you or I will come along and we'll try different things, we'll find something that works, and we'll make progress with that student. And it's not that the fundamentalists are necessarily, they're not bad people. It's not that they don't care. It's that for whatever reason, they've just sort of developed this mindset of the world is black and white, and they don't want to step out into those gray areas. And so most schools are going to be occupied with those two types of people. And what you find is the schools that really innovate, the schools that rise above, are the schools that have more believers than fundamentalists. Because if you can get 80% of people on board with an idea, those 20% that are holding out, they're at least going to give up their resistance because they realize that everybody else wants to do it, so they have to come and join the group too.
And I was thinking between the believers and the fundamentalists, you said, I think there are people, some people lying in between there.
Yeah.
So depending on which force is greater,
Yeah.
on their side,
Yeah.
then they may just
Well,
tilt towards that side.
and that's the third group, the tweeners that I mentioned.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep. They're in the middle.
Okay.
And what Anthony Muhammad says is that when a new teacher joins a school, they're a tweener for the first couple of years. So whether they're a first year teachers are always tweeners. But then even if, let's say, you switched and you went to Delcier, then while you're at Delcier, you're going to be a tweener. And it's going to depend on the culture at Delcier and who kind of pulls you in as to if you become a fundamentalist or if you become a believer.
Okay.
So that's why it's so important when we have first year teachers for like those veteran believers to kind of pull them in, offer them the support, and make sure that they kind of get that idea of what we can do and what can be accomplished. Because he says like what usually happens is there'll be a crisis point with a first year teacher. Right? That first year, it's hard. I'm just trying to figure it out. Some parent comes into my room and just explodes on me because X, Y, or Z with their child. Now I'm in a hard place. Now, who's going to come to support me? If the fundamentalist comes to support me and the fundamentalist tells me the parents are terrible, don't even worry about it, they're always going to do that, let's just go and get a drink, then that tweener is going to become a fundamentalist. But if the believer comes in and says, yeah, she was over the top, let's look at what happened, what can we do with the child, and like the believer tries to offer that support and give more of a positive look to it, then that tweener is more likely to go over to the believer side.
Okay. Now you're saying this, and in my mind, I'm thinking that we have situations where some people, I don't know what the term would be for them. Some people would look at the believers
Yeah.
as it's like you're going out of your way. Maybe you just want to show off,
Yeah.
or you want to show that you're better than I am.
Yeah.
And that kind of thinking. Whereas the fundamentalists are not. I mean, we don't see them as bad people. It's just that they have their own beliefs.
Right.
What's about cases where they actually try, because they see the believers as threats to how they are viewed. So they actually try to kind of, well, sabotage is a strong word, but you know what I mean.
But no, that's exactly what happens. What he writes in his book is exactly the fundamentalists will try to sabotage the believers
okay.
because I think it's been a while since I've read that book, but I think it is something along the lines of what you're saying, as in their minds, you're just trying to show off, you're just trying to do this or that. And so they want to make the point that you're wrong because you are a threat to them, you're a threat to their worldview. If you succeed in teaching a child that they say can't be taught, then their worldview gets a little bit of a crack in it because how come that person could teach them? That child shouldn't be able to be taught. And so they want to stop you so that they can stay in their comfort zone.
Yeah, I think that's a dangerous set of people to have.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if, well, well, anyway, not I wonder. Maybe at Teachers College and these places, the aim is to get more believers than fundamentalists. I would.
Yeah, I think that's the aim. That's what we try to create.
Yes.
But I think our environment is the most important thing, right? Because when we're in teachers college, well, I guess here it's a little different because you all are in your classrooms before you go to teachers college.
Well, most people. Some people go privately before.
Right,
Yeah, but
right.
the majority would be in classes.
So it might be a little bit different here, but I do think our work environment has a big impact. Because what I learn in university is all of the theory and the way things are supposed to work and how we're supposed to do it. But then I get into my first school and we're met with reality. Like, yes, this is a great idea and we should do it this way, but we have all of these barriers over here and we can't do it this way. So this is what we're going to do.